Yep. And then basic scene, and then you can full screen that application for the other one. And then get the mouse off the screen, and there we go. We're good.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna go find my headphones, because I need to get those.
Are those not it right there?
Nope, they're not.
Okay.
Those tragically passed away 2 nights ago.
Rip.
Which means I'm stuck using these where one of them makes the sound slightly underwater, but the other one works fine.
Ooh, lovely.
Yeah, I tried using these, hence why they're here, and yeah. All about that bass, about that bass, about that bass. Like, that's literally all you can hear is just bass.
No treble, in fact.
Yeah, it was not good. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Alright, so I did play a little bit of this in the time between you going to get food and coming here, so I got a decent chunk of the way through the water temple. So for at the very least, for the first half, I know exactly where we're going.
Alright.
Because I did it like less than an hour ago.
Fantastic.
Oh, right, we also need to unmute the capture card, that's why we're not getting sound. I totally forgot about that. Go to volume mixer on the bottom right. And then settings, and then I think I just muted it. If not, just set it to 2 for easy grabber. Yep.
There
Mouse.
we
Mouse.
go. Mouse. Mouse.
Trust me, I'm bad about it too.
Mouse.
I literally, like, for the first month I streamed, I literally had a sticky note that was in the corner of that window that was like, take the mouse off the screen.
Yeah, I'm that one teacher that always, I mean, I'm not a teacher, but I would be that one teacher that always leaves the mouse on whenever you're watching a video.
Yeah. Thankfully, a lot of programs now, after a while, realize, at least with that and also the timer at the bottom, like, if it's not moving, they just, like, automatically take it off the screen for you. Alright, so I think you're ready to go. We don't have anything else to do. You can just play the Serenade of Water and just warp there, which is A down, right, right, left.
Okie dokie.
I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody mixed that song. I think it was with the song Storm. It's another water-based song, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I can't remember who it was on YouTube or what song they mixed it with, but holy crap was it good.
What is it?
You can check it. When water fills the lake, shoot for the morning light, which will be after you're done with the temple. You'll get that like, immediately after the temple. The idea is, since it's eternally raining, it's also eternally cloudy, and therefore if the sun's not going to rise, or it will, but it will be behind the clouds, therefore that will not matter for the time being. It's a Gwei! I think that's what those are called. Remember that L targeting is only going to work when Navi's like highlighted the enemy in question.
Is this where I'm supposed to go?
No.
Okay.
This is the place that's got the Deku scrubs. They're not going to sell anything worthwhile.
Okay.
Probably just like arrows or bombs or something. You want to go to the bottom of Lake Hylia. What's left of it.
I need to get my boots on, my walking boots.
Well, yeah, once you get into the water, which is going to be something you're going to have to unfortunately get used to in this dungeon. You're going to be doing a lot of unequipping and equipping the iron boots. It's going to happen a lot.
Fantastic.
So the way I've figured out to get through this with the least amount of hassle of constantly having to go back and forth in the menu is you basically need 4 items to get through this dungeon that are on your C buttons. The hookshot, the ocarina, the bow and arrow, and the bombs. I would say always keep the ocarina on one of the buttons, always keep the hookshot on one of the buttons, and only alternate between the bombs and the arrows because of the 4 items, those are the 2 that are used the least.
Okay.
So that will keep you out of having to be stuck in this fucking menu because, my god, will it get annoying unequipping and re-equipping the iron boots all the time.
Okay.
So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started.
Do I need to throw a bomb here?
Nope. That little blue switch that's up there, that's on the top of the thing, you actually have to hit that with a hook shot. Because as you will come to find out, and it is very important, That is the only weapon that can be used underwater.
Oh.
It can only be used while you've got like the iron boots and you're standing on the ground, though. You can't use it while you're swimming or anything.
Of course.
Yeah, some people thought you could.
I mean, I meant, of course, sarcastically. So now I need to take them off.
Yep.
This is fun!
I usually keep it on this menu and then, like, I move it back to whatever boots I'm going to, so I can literally just, like, open the menu, hit the A button, and immediately back out of it. Which really, like, it makes no time difference because you're either, like, switching the cursor to one before or after you hit the menu button, but either way. So yes, this is the infamous water temple. It has got 3 different floors, and the water level can be at 3 different increments, leaving a lot of possible options for where you can go.
Oh.
Yeah, there's also Tektites in here, but they're not much of a threat with a big Goron sword. They die in 1 hit. So, I'm probably just gonna baby on this one and just like tell you exactly where to go and why, because this could literally take hours. Like the first time I did this, it took me over 5 hours.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just assume I'm going to do poorly
Okay.
here.
So what you need to do is you're not gonna be able to reach that right now.
Okay.
You need to jump down to the bottom floor, like the very bottom floor. And one of the exits will have torches. They're not going to be lit, but they'll be in front of one of the entrances, and that's where you want to go. I think it will be to your right.
Thank God that we have... Hey, ow. That's going to hurt. Or not.
Nope, you're good. Just try to keep
Oh
moving.
God, they move.
Yeah, don't...
Okay.
Remember, you can't use your sword underwater. It's literally just your hook shot.
I thought they were on a track or something.
And they will respawn each time you go into that main room, so that's why I would say don't even bother fighting them.
Fantastic. Wait, hello.
Yep, it's Ruto. She has boobs. I mean earrings now.
Yeah. What guys?
Also, your terrible man to have kept her waiting.
Yep. I really am a terrible man.
How dare you get frozen in time for 7 years, which you definitely had control over.
Yep.
Well, your father's fine. We saved him. Like, his butt's gonna be stuck to the waterfall, but, I mean, he's alive at least.
Yep.
I'm sure that's gonna chafe wonderfully.
Mm-hmm. Just as long as he doesn't stand up, because I feel like that would be a tongue on a pole situation.
He gets triple dog dared to do it, and he has no choice.
Mm. 3 places where...
It will be a picture of a Triforce. So, the good news is that Ruto will lead you through the temple periodically. The bad news is I lied about the good news. She's not going to be coming back until after the boss is killed.
Of course.
I don't know why they say, like, she's going to lead the way, because you will not see her again for the rest of the temple.
Of course.
Which is stupid. So, yep, now you're going to float up all the way to the top. We will come back to that right there later, because there's an obvious crack in the wall right there that you have to blow up with the bomb, but since that's underwater currently, you can't do that. So now we'll just head through this door. We'll change the water there afterwards. So I got these dudes. They're pretty easy. You can literally just mash the sword button on them. They'll die. The idea of what they're supposed to do is, they look like rocks, obviously, and then they turn into those little spike things, but if they get hit or hit you, or after a certain amount of time, they just stop moving, so if you hit them once, they turn into a rock, and then if you hit them again, they die. So they're really not too terribly bad.
Nice.
A little more obnoxious underwater, but not horrible.
But we might employ the runaway strategy.
Honestly, unless I have to fight in this dungeon, I just don't bother because it's too much of a hassle and I'm already spending more time in here than I want. So there's the map. So as a side note, this is not important for this, but it would be important if you're playing the Master Quest version, because the Master Quest Water Temple is much easier than this one is. That little picture back there that's on the wall, those would actually serve as switches if you were playing the Master Quest. You hit them with your hook shot and they would activate like a switch would. And
but of course they don't for the easy
They
version.
don't. If you knew that about Master Quest though, it would make the dungeon an absolute joke. So now you can just go and play Zelda's Lullaby in front of that. This is one of the places where you change the water level. Also, you'll know if you're close enough because the musical scale will actually show up. Oh, you did play the right song, though.
I know. I was very impressed. I very nearly played the wrong one.
Now you gotta go play it again. She weren't close enough. There you go. So yeah, the reason the Master Quest version is easier than this one is because they goofed and put the wrong version in. So you're playing the Master Quest Water Temple.
Love that.
Technically. That's why it's so fucking hard. And everyone's like, why is this dungeon so hard? So go ahead and jump down to the bottom. And now you'll notice this torch is lit for some reason. So now you've got to use some homemade fire arrow work and light those 2 torches that are not lit by shooting them with arrows. Usually the best way is just to stand in each corner of the room. The unlit torches are on a timer. And you actually have to do this because it's not like the compass or anything. This actually is required.
Okay.
That might still give it to you, honestly. They're usually pretty generous with doing things like this. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, it's because they know that it's on a timer and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. A little bit lower.
That was too low.
Okay, now you gotta go and do the first one again, because it ran out. Yeah, that's why I say just get, like, literally just shove yourself into the corner where the pillars are. And that will line you up pretty well with the shot you have to make. It's also weird, too, because you think you'd want to hit, like, the actual torch, and usually aiming high is what you want to do on those. Like, hitting just above where the torch ends. It's not as bad as in this game as it is in Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is oddly picky with them. Alright, now you gotta go get the first one.
What?
Like I said, they're on the timer. I mean, if you run down to below 10 arrows, then I'll probably just mercy kill it and do it for you. There you go.
That was really generous of it.
Yeah,
to be
like
honest.
I said, they're incredibly fucking generous with the torches in this game. Oh, they do give you more arrows.
Woohoo. Lovely.
Now it's time to fight everyone's favorite enemy, the Shell Blades.
Yay!
They hit you with your butt.
Okay.
They're actually not too terribly bad. Essentially what you want to do is just target one that you want to go after from a distance. And then pull out your hook shot. And then hold the button down. And then just move towards him and let go of the hook shot button and it will kill him.
Oh.
You might have gotten a bit too close. They're a little wonky because the idea is that little tongue, I guess, is their weak spot. That's the only spot that you can hit them. You might want to back up a little bit too before. Because if you get within a certain range, that's when they'll like go after you. But otherwise, they just don't. There you go. They will also always drop arrows. I don't know why. I guess arrows are supposed to be what works, but like, why would you use a consumable when you could just not do that? I don't know why. I do like how they die, though. They just kind of, like, break apart like a seashell that got washed up on the beach. They're a lot worse in Twilight Princess because you have no hookshot in that game.
Ew.
And so you have to fight them underwater with your sword, which means that you're doing it in slow motion.
Ew.
Like, we're talking instead of a cut, it's like this level of slow. Like, insanely. It's painful how slow it is. Also, yeah, those aren't going to restock unless you leave the dungeon. Same as all pods. Alright, so we need to get one more key before we go through any locked doors. So I think the next spot is go ahead and go counterclockwise, i.e. towards the spiky things. Oh, I forgot what I was right there. You can skip that door because it does not lead. Well, actually, go ahead and check. I'm actually not sure where this one goes. Also, or we're staying here forever. This will just be the water temple from here on out. Nothing else.
Yep.
Oh, this is for later. Yeah, you can ignore this. I was like, I skipped this room when I was doing my practice run, and I was trying to remember why. Now I remember why. Because I didn't get to that point in my practice run, but... Yeah, so you can go up to where that block is over there and push that down. I will say, for all the things I don't like about the 3DS version, one of the things that has definitely made this dungeon easier, you have to push it, not pull it, is that the iron boots in that game are not like a menu item, like your swords or your shields. It's actually a C button item. And so you can literally just press a button to turn them on and off.
Much better.
It's incredibly better. And kind of makes me wonder why they didn't do that.
Do I need to go down there?
Yes. Honestly, I'd argue having to go back in and out and put the boots on is more obnoxious than the actual temple is, but that might just be because I know the temple better. And then just get rid of them. Yeah. Alright, now can you solve the puzzle? Falling down there is not the end of the world. You can get back up pretty damn easily.
I missed. Yeah. Okay. This is one of my favorite looking rooms. I just love how the water reflects in this one. It's a giant little whirlpool. There's nothing bad down there. You can hop in. There's an enemy, but he's behind the gate. That gate in particular. So he can't do anything to you right now. So this one takes a bit of finesse to figure out. I'll go ahead and tell you, you need to land with the iron boots on not the dragon head, but that little piece of it that's over there on like the corner of the room. At least that always seemed to be where the best place to go was. Wait, on the little piece of what?
If you sink down, there is a piece of land. If you actually like look at it with the camera, see that spot over there on the right?
The tail?
Yeah, that. The tail slash body slash whatever piece of that it's supposed to be. Seems to be a good place to land. There is a crystal inside of the dragon's mouth. You can't see it from here, but it is there. And then from here you want to hookshot that target just where you are right now. Okay, and then take off the boots. And swim through that gate and just ignore the enemies. Because that crystal is on a timer, so they're just there to slow you down. And also they can't float up either, so they'll just be down.
I'll just jump.
There's key number 2.
And then the crystal will open that little thing again?
Yep. At this point, you're just going to head back to the main room. You got everything you needed here. It's just that key. And an upskirt. You definitely needed that.
It was very important.
I will say the camera likes to freak out in a lot of these rooms because, as you probably already figured out, a lot of the rooms are really tiny, and so there's not a lot of places for a camera in a 3D game to go. And so as a result, it doesn't quite know what to do sometimes, and there's one room in particular where this is especially bad.
It tries really hard.
The good thing is the room that it's especially bad in has no enemies, so it's not like a problem per se. But like even just doing nothing and like leaving the just setting the controller down, the camera will eventually start to just freak out all on its own because it can't find a spot to like put itself behind Link's over the shoulder sort of third person view. Also, with this one, the water does not go all the way back up, so instead of taking the boots off, you actually have to hookshot to it. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, but this is the only one, as far as I remember, you actually have to hookshot to, because as you can see, the water does not go all the way back up to where you can just get out of there.
Of course.
And now you can take the boots off. Really weird design choice. I'm not sure why they did that. I'm sure there was a reason. I have never figured it out. And as far as I know, Brandon has not either.
It was, in fact, a reason.
So now, with 2 keys, we're basically going to use up a key to get 2 more. So you'll have 3 by the end of this section.
Okay.
So you want to go to the right from here and then stay on the inside where the pillar is. That little box right there, you'll come up there and use a key. This is the room where the camera likes to freak out a lot if put in the wrong positions. And from here, you can probably figure out what item you need to use, since you've been using it a ton. Yep, and then change the water level. There is stuff higher up, but for now, like in this room, but for now you cannot reach it. So don't worry about it. And that will change the water to its middle height. Gee, I wonder if there was anything down there. Probably not, huh? Surely not.
So, go down there?
Yep. Apparently that's the only point where the game decides to take pity and is like, yo, there's a secret down here, by the way. Which is required because it is a key.
So speaking of the camera having a stroke.
Oh no, it's actually acting pretty nice to you right now. It's the point where it like tries to clip through a wall because it's trying to get to a boundary, or trying to get through a boundary that it's not supposed to be able to, because it's not close enough. I would recommend staying far away from that crystal when you hit it, because it's going to drop a bunch of enemies through that grate that's directly above it.
Oh.
It's just going to be the little like spiky ball things and some of the shell blades. So stuff that can all be defeated with the hook shot, which is good because you have to kill all the enemies to progress. With the rocks, you can literally just hit them with the hook shot while they're rocks. It will kill them in one hit. Also, they're very likely to drop bombs, and I'm not sure why, because, like, barring the fact that we're obviously underwater, so the bombs aren't going to work. Like, bombs aren't an effective way to deal with them above the water, either. You're probably better off just mashing the sword button to kill them.
Oh god.
Yeah, you probably wanted to get him from around that crystal anyway, so that's gonna be easier, because he was kind of in a bad spot. There we go. And then that opens the other grate over there.
The other grate.
Yeah, the one you're directly below. Also, that is true. I totally forgot that. In the remake, they make the like the holes more obvious, and they make where you're supposed to go a little bit more obvious. They like highlight all the doors that you're gonna have to go through with certain colors, and so you can memorize the colors to know what order to go through the doors. Alright, so that's one. Now go back to the main room. Pull up the guy just in case. I know how to get up to the mini boss since I got about that far. One room after.
I feel like I actually move faster in the iron boots underwater than above water, and I don't feel like that's right.
I usually take it off and just swim across the top section of it, but the camera doesn't like that because you're not supposed to do that. But I mean, it's me. I do a lot of things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it's also because I don't have to be in the menu for as long, and you can swim faster by just tapping the B button. Alright, so now we can get out of this room. The door will lock behind you, which is fine. And now we're going to go back. Remember when I said we'd come back to that spot that had the crack in the wall earlier when the water level was right? Now it is at the correct spot, so you're going to want to go back down to the bottom floor and go through the entrance where the torches are. Looks like this is a massive problem with Zelda Dungeons guides, is because now it's all the 3DS version.
Okay.
It's not that one.
No torches. No torches.
Yay, the last possible one.
No torches. Wow.
Oh, they had to get the compass before this. Huh. Alright, I guess we can do that in a second. And now it's going to be one of the few instances where you actually do need the bombs. It's like one of 3 instances, I think, in this dungeon. I feel like the arrows are used a tiny bit more than the bombs, but that could just be general preference on my end.
No.
You having fun?
It's stuck on that, and I am unsure why. You know what? That's okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go.
Well, I mean, you threw it in the water, so...
Why did I throw it in the water?
You ran forward. If you ever want to just drop a bomb at your feet, just pull it out and then hit R. R is your shield button, and you'll just drop it at your feet. Or you could just
That
kamikaze
works
it too.
Don't worry about it.
You will whenever you're at a quarter of a heart later on, wondering, how did this happen?
Oh, I definitely will.
Alright,
I will know 100% how this happened.
Alright, so at this point, you're basically ready to get to the mini-boss. You've got all the keys that are required. So, now we're going to go back to the main room. And we might as well grab the compass and the gold sculpture while we're here, I guess, because this is going to be the most time-convenient point to do it.
That's not what I want to do. There we go. Thank you.
I'm trying to remember how long this took me to beat whenever I streamed this, when I was doing the marathon of this game, when I was doing the 3-heart run. So I honestly do not remember.
Probably much faster than it's taking.
Well, I also wasn't stopping to get like the compass, the map, the sculptula. Like, I wasn't doing any of that.
Okay, cross my arm?
I think it is that one right there, I believe. The one that you were going to, that you are going to.
This one.
I think it is that one. But I could be wrong, and it might not matter anyway, because I think you need a bomb to blow this crack. Yeah, okay, then don't worry about it. It would have just led to a gold sculptula, and it's not the end of the world if we miss it.
Okay.
If we get to a point where the water's at its lowest, and I remember it, then we'll go back for it. If not, then whatever.
Okay.
So at this point, go back up to the surface. Just take off the boots. Protectite.
Also, why is that walking on water?
Because it's like a water, little water skaters. Like Surskit for Pokemon, that's what that's supposed to do. Alright, so you were looking for the exit that's got 2 jars in it. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, you can't do that puzzle yet with the eye switch and whatnot. We'll go to that in a minute. This is if the guide's right. If not, we'll just go by what I know. Because what I know is probably going to be more accurate than the guide. Okay, yeah.
2 jars.
So go ahead and jump to that. Or hookshot to it. You can swim over to it if you prefer.
Rude. Can I break the pots?
Yeah, if you want.
Definitely. Okay.
Well, we'll find out if this guide is actually correct.
I feel like everything would be really mildewy here.
Oh, yeah.
That was clearly the wrong one.
Yeah, you don't have to be too online for the targets, thankfully. If you hit pretty much any part of the target, even if it's not the white circle, you're usually going to be fine.
Why can't I do this one?
I think you just need to hit the one that's farthest away from you.
And then smack the crystal.
I will warn you, there's going to be next to no time to open that chest. Time's up.
Okay.
Like I said, so usually the best thing to do here is just drop a bomb and then just run toward, kind of like you did with the fire temple. Or stand right next to the chest and shoot it with an arrow or with the hook shot. You're also on the wrong side of the chest to open it, just so you know. Just because they give you absolutely 0 time to do this.
Yeah, I don't know if my hook shot's gonna make it.
Yeah, when in doubt, the bow and arrow is the best option for range.
Unless you aim like I do. Holy moly.
What, you've never shot a bow in real life?
I have a couple of times. It went about like you think.
You got the nice little mark on your arms from the drawstring. Yeah, all that good stuff. That's initiation, really. So yeah, there's the compass, a couple pots, probably the arrows.
I don't take more hooks.
Alright, hearts it is. Maybe you could have used the hook shot. Usually they give you stuff you might need if you run out of it, but maybe the hook shot would have worked. Oh well, not important.
All done now?
Yep, we got the compass, we can head out of here. This is probably the only dungeon I would recommend somebody actually bother to go get the map and compass for.
Oh,
But
fine.
even then, if you played it enough, you probably don't need it.
Also, I'm aware.
Yeah, that they're not going to restock.
Yes, I'm aware.
They will tragically not be this kind. Alright, so now you're looking for a locked door that will be on the outside.
Right
door.
over here.
Yep, there it is. I was supposed to say, I'm pretty sure it's on the west entrance.
Alright.
Now, before you hit this crystal, I recommend going over to where that water geyser is and just waiting for a second, because there's a tech type that tries to pull a jerk move on you, where basically while you're going up that, he'll knock you off, and then you have to repeat the puzzle. There he is. There you bastard. What do you think you're doing? Nope, you gotta stand on it whenever you fire at the crystal this time.
Oh, okay.
It gives you a little bit of leeway to where, like, if you don't quite land on the top, it can push you to the top, but you have to be pretty close to the top of the geyser, otherwise it'll just push you away like that. I'm pretty sure you have to either throw a bomb with good timing or use a bow and arrow here. I'm pretty sure the hook shot is not, doesn't have enough range to it to do this. Now we're on the top floor with another Triforce symbol on the right.
Ooh.
So that will raise it up to its highest point, which is what it was whenever you entered, but you didn't have 2 keys at this point when you entered.
Okay.
Or if you're not playing with somebody that knows this, you could have forgotten a key and you would have had to do all that again. Like, go all the way back down to the bottom, reset the water to the lowest level, check all the perimeters, see what you missed. It might not be there. Raise it to the second height, try it again. Hopefully it's there. Yeah, it's not good.
Alright.
Well, the hookshot wouldn't have killed him anyway. The hookshot only stuns those guys.
Lame.
If you want to kill them with the distance, the bow and arrow will work on them, though. It takes 2 shots, but it will kill them.
I'll just test the distance of my sword.
And then you're going to want to go through the west door again. It'll be locked like last time.
Ouch. This is north.
Yep, it is. I can actually give you compass directions now because you've got the map and compass. There's a couple bats on the wall here in case you wanted to kill them before they can do anything. You just have to get a little bit closer to them. There you go. There is a skull in here. You can kill it, but you can't get the token yet, so I wouldn't bother with it.
Okay.
So now, you're going to want to hop down. You're going to hop down to the lower platform, the one that's below this. There you go. And now, basically, you're going to be playing a really shitty game of trying to ladder your way up to that top bar up there, where these platforms are constantly going down and you have the hook shot up. You're also aiming way too high. The hook shot does not have that much reach. The good news is, once you stand in the center of the platforms that are descending, you only have to line it up horizontally, not vertically. So that does make it a tiny bit easier, but this is still kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, you are. There you go.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah, you do want to hold up whenever you're starting to get pulled towards those. You should be able to get that top one.
Unless I panic.
Yeah, unless you panic. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that room kind of sucks doing it the first time. Thankfully, this one's a lot less painful. This is basically a puzzle of you're going to have to hit that crystal that's in the center that's got the red in it, and it's just going to raise and lower the water in this room over and over, and then you'll use that to, and you can actually get it with a hook shot in this one. As long as you're standing close enough to it, you can get it from every possible spot you need to in this one. You can also have a tiny penis like the guy revving his engine outside. So with the water rising, it'll raise those statues as well, and a lot of the statues have targets on them. So you can hookshot across to the other section right there. And with the second one, you don't want the statue up, because if you hookshot to that, you'll just fall in the water, and if you hookshot the one behind it, you won't be able to get past the statue. So this isn't a hard puzzle per se, it's one that just like takes a couple minutes to do.
I don't understand the consistency here on how long this thing reaches, because, like...
It just looks weird, that's all.
The reach, like, 15 seconds ago in the last room was just terrible. It was absolute garbage.
I feel like the only time that it changes is
Oh no.
specifically when you L target an enemy or like an object, like a token, then it feels like it extends longer than it normally does. But I think that's because in a lot of instances the game knows that you have to do something specifically that way. A little bit closer to the edge. You can't get it by the horns, but you can hop on his head.
Okay.
If you're having a hard time hitting that guy, you can also shoot the crystal because that will raise the water, so he'll be closer to you. I would not recommend jumping in to get those hearts unless you want to redo the entire puzzle.
Okay. Don't.
Yeah, so then hook shot across to that. He wants you to get close to it. Lower the water. Top of the, I guess that's supposed to be a dragon, I'm not quite sure. His head.
It's a thing.
And then hit the switch again.
Yeah, see, I feel like that's a
Yeah.
really
I was gonna say,
long
I feel like,
distance
I thought that was the one that you
compared to-
couldn't get, but I guess you can get it, so.
I'll take these hearts. Okay.
It's your old friend. I recommend just chucking bombs at him, honestly. Seems to be the best way to get rid of him, in my experience, is just throwing bombs at him. Also, you don't have to wait for that window to go away. You can press a button whenever it says game save.
Yeah. Just save it.
Alright. He's dead. And now you can hook shot. It's kind of hard to see from here, but there's a target on the ceiling to get you across the spikes. It looks like it would drop you on them, but it doesn't. And then those pots will just have magic in them.
Yeah, I don't.
Magic's not required for this fight, but some people like to use it. Because this is a pretty infamous mini-boss fight. Also, the room looks really cool.
It kind of does.
It reminds me of the days of Superman 64. There was green fog everywhere. Or pink if you were playing on an emulator. Surprise.
Oh.
This is Dark Link. This is a first time seeing him in 3D, but he existed in Zelda 2 as the final boss, and he was stupid hard in that game. He is thankfully not quite as bad in this game. He will basically, obviously, mirror whatever you do. So if you slash the sword, he'll slash the sword. If you do a backflip, he'll do a backflip. Usually the best way to deal with this guy is by swinging like a madman if you've got the big Goron sword, but not while you're L targeting. He will also roll all the way bombs. He's not that stupid.
Man.
Yeah, the hook shot won't work on him. There's a lot of stuff that will not work on him. So, since you have the big Goron sword, he will not mirror you perfectly. If you use the Master Sword and tried to stab at him, he would actually jump on top of your sword. Like, basically as a taunt, and then he would jump off of your sword. But because you have the big Goron sword, he can't mirror you perfectly. So if you just turn off the L targeting system and slash him a bunch, eventually you'll be able to hit him because your reach will outdo his. Like that. How much health he has actually scales to what your health is. So, because you have a bunch of hearts, he has a bunch of hearts. If you did a 3-heart run like me with the big Goron sword, then you could kill him in one hit. Which is kind of awesome, but also means that you're, more prone to dying as you are in a 3-heart run. If you do not have the big Goron sword at this point, then A, I feel sorry for you, because it makes that fight a joke. But it is recommended to use either the Megaton Hammer, which provides hilarious results because of the tiny range it has, but it can absolutely be done to just smash through his shield. Or you can use Din's Fire, which is why they give you the magic, because Din's Fire will always hit him. It will do next to no damage, but it will always hit him. The Megaton Hammer, in my opinion, is the funnest one to do because my god, do people panic in that. But now you got the dungeon item, the long shot. It's an upgraded hook shot. It extends twice as far.
Nice.
And it's already equipped. It takes the place of your hook shot.
Cool. Alright. I guess. Sure.
And trust me, you're gonna need that. That's probably the most useful item in the entire game. If not, it is definitely in the top 3.
What am I looking at?
A Song of Time block.
Oh.
You did it!
No,
You played the
that's
Sun
Song of
Song!
I don't know why I remember that one more easily than any of the others.
You know the
but
best
now
part
it's
is if we ever
game.
play Majora's Mask, the Sun Song isn't in that game.
That would suck.
It gets
Okay.
replaced with the Song of Double Time.
I have no recollection.
It's right A down twice. Trust me, if we ever do Majora's Mask, it will burn the song in your mind like more than the Sun Song ever did because you have to play this all the damn time. Also didn't count because you were standing on the block.
What?
You did it, you woke the block up. Yep, it all makes sense now. I need to find a soundboard that can have Hajime's doing "It's All Coming Together" from Danganronpa 2. Alright, now you can hop down there.
Run the block.
This is where I was whenever you got here. So this is about how far I made it, the time it took you to get food and get here.
Okay, don't get swallowed by the vortexes. So...
It'll just send you back to the start of this room and like take away half the part. It's not as big a penalty as they're making it out to be. So for now, you can just follow the current, and I'll let you know when to put the iron boots on. Remember, you can also press B to swim faster if you do need to get away from a current. Or tapping B, rather.
Oh crap! No! No!
I already got you.
No, by my sheer willpower,
I mean, you can. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. You can stay here as long as you want, but you can't get out.
Okay. Fine.
Oh, okay, we'll put you in this room, big whoop. I was thinking at the bottom, but I guess that's technically not a transition, and therefore it's not the start of the room.
It's like 15 seconds right before. There we go.
Also, it took away a full heart, not half. My mistake. Alright, go ahead and put on the boots. Namely, just because there's a gold skull in here, and you can pick it up. No big to your right on the wall. Yep, there he is. You can easily reach it from here. That hook shot, when they say it's twice as far, it feels like 2.5 times as far. I mean, it's got much more distance on it.
Oh wow. Come on.
That will not save you from having to aim, though. Destroyed a gold sculpture. You got a token proving you destroyed it.
Sweet.
Okay, so now comes the hard part because the ground is not even here, and as a result, if you slip on the ground while wearing the iron boots, then you'll just fall into the vortex. You're also going the wrong way.
I know. I wanted to get the heart, but if it's not worth it, then I'm not going to get the heart.
I mean, if you want, that one you could probably get. I wouldn't recommend going back to the other one though.
Okay. All right.
So, I would recommend like using the L button to see around that corner. Like right there,
Yes.
it is incredibly easy to fall off right there. As you just saw, because the game somehow gave that to you. Go ahead and grab that. And from here, what you're going to do is, yeah, you can't grapple to that. That's a bow and arrow switch.
Oh man.
So, see where that platform is where the 2 pots are?
Yes.
You're going to want to take off the iron boots and just, like, swim mashing the B button while hugging that wall. But you can't do it with the iron boots on. It'll just pull you right back into that vortex because the ground's not even. B,
Oh,
not
God.
A. B, not A.
I was hitting B.
No, that's A. You were diving.
No, I was hitting B, and then you said I needed to hit B, and that made me switch to A.
Okay, well that's on you then.
I know, that was on me. It made me question myself. I had a crisis. Okay.
One day you'll figure out that controller you've been using for Mario Kart for years. One day.
Well, I questioned it because you said it. Just had a mini crisis of faith. Okay, actually, I need to put on boots, right?
Well, you don't have to. If you can swim around the current, that also works too.
Can I though? Can I really?
I mean, it's difficult either way, in my opinion. I personally think swimming around the currents is easier, but that's just me. Some people think using the boots is easier. I personally don't think it is, but again, it comes down to personal preference.
Fantastic.
It won't let you here. I'm going
Oh.
to tell you right now, it will not let you here. That was why I told you to take off the boots. So your best bet now is going to be to get as close to that wall away from the current as you can, and then take off the boots once you get there. Oh, it actually let you back up? Wow.
It did.
It usually doesn't do that.
It's being nice to me.
Like, this room has never been very well designed, and thank God there's never another room like this in the game. Like, there are the whirlpools, sure, but it's not with the, you know, uneven ground. So you literally could just walk across. One of those will have a ferry, and I think it's the one furthest from you. Okay, so now you can put on the boots and you can walk to that smaller platform. You have to be a little bit careful, but the ground is actually flat there.
Alright.
But you can see where it kind of... It falls on both sides, so...
Oh my god.
Yeah, remember how I said the camera could freak out in the water temple a lot?
No, 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 no. Just out of sheer willpower, I refuse. I refuse. Get me back up out of here. We're not doing that. Please?
I like how the camera can handle this, but it couldn't handle, like, you going into the water a second ago.
Please?
Thinks that hill might be... Methinks your worst doth learn to climb, or in this case, Link has not learned how. Again, your best bet's going to be to run towards that pillar you're trying to get on, and once you're far away from it as possible, then take off the boots. If not, just repeat that cycle.
Okay.
So you're gonna want to try to, like, pull yourself up from the left side of that block primarily. Like, on the front of it, but towards the left rather than the right. Yeah, like right about there. There you go. Okay, you can take off the boots now. You don't need them for the rest of this room, thankfully. And thankfully, you don't have to go back in the water either. Now you need the bow and arrow to hit that switch that was on the wall. And then you'll use the hook shots afterwards to hook shot to the chest. A, because this is on a timer, and B, why would you want to go back in the water? Hilariously enough, if you grab the chest and you're getting pulled towards the, the window, and the window closes, it will still let you go through. As long as you connect with the target on the long shot, it will still count. Alright, so that gives you a key and we can get out of here. And this will take you back to in the room that had the little spiral water thing.
Ooh.
So now you can just go back to the center because you already got everything you needed from here. There wasn't anything we left behind the first time we came in here. Tragically, here is where my memory ends perfectly for what we're doing. Making sure that I don't miss it. Okay, so at this point, the water is where it needs to be to get to the boss. We have the item needed to kill the boss, however we do not have the boss key, because the boss key is like the very last thing that you get in this dungeon.
Of course.
Yeah, because that would be too easy otherwise.
Oh yeah.
So...
Don't want me skipping out on anything. Formative experiences and the like.
Also, they worked
This is
real...
the one where I have to do the hook shot. Hook shot.
Yep.
I'm gonna have a stroke.
Actually, I don't think you need to now because the water is actually at its highest point. So, like, the water's still gonna be... So you should be able to just take off the boots completely. Since we're already here, we can go ahead and get the sculpture that we passed up earlier. So, go to the highest floor that you can and take the west. This is not the highest floor you can enter. This is the lowest floor that you can enter. You just go out into the main room.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the highest I could enter there specifically.
No,
Okay.
this should be floor 3 because it's at its highest. Yep.
Ow. Okie dokie.
Rupal.
Thank you. And I go
West. The thing you bumped your head on was the door you needed to go to.
Oh, of course. Was that what I bumped my head on?
Yep. Because it changes height based on the water to let you into the room. We're not actually doing this room again, just kill the bats a second time since they respawn. And then just like go semi near the edge of that platform and then pull out your long shot and look to the right and the token's on the wall, or the sculptures on the wall rather. You couldn't get him earlier because you only have the hook shot. With the long shot you can reach him. See what I mean about, like, it says twice as far, to me that feels like way more than twice as far.
Dude, I could hook shot across this whole room, man.
Yeah, it makes a lot of the rooms in this dungeon extremely easy. Like, the ones that were already doable were extremely easy. Alright. Ow.
How many moves do I got?
How many what? Oh, the tokens? Like 38, I think. 39.
Nice.
Which means, actually, yeah, now would be a good time to get token number 40 since we have to go back and do a bunch of other stuff. So there's 2 keys left in the dungeon. There's one more small key, and then there's the boss key. But we need both the small keys to get to the boss key, so the small keys will take us. So, what you need to do now is... making sure I'm reading this right. We're basically going to take the water level and put it down to medium level. So in order to do that, you have to go back down to the bottom. The very bottom floor where the torches are. Because the only way to get the water to medium level is you can't lower it to medium from high. You have to lower it all the way. It's done in a preset order from low to medium to high and then back to low.
Of course.
Namely because if you tried to raise it to medium right now, it would be underwater and you can't play the ocarina underwater.
Understandable.
It is not a bubble flute. And you just float up from here. There's actually 2 skill tools we can pick up while we're doing this, so.
Like that nice little sound.
I mean, I usually just like flick it super fast, and as a result, sometimes the controller doesn't register, and I just miss a bunch of notes. And it's like, well, I did hit them in order, I'm just going a little too fast. Alright, so now you can hop down there and go back to the center. That's not the worst goof I've made in the water temple though. That one chest you had to hookshot to and then you opened it for the key. I've hookshotted that chest before and then just fucking forgot the key. Like, didn't open it and just left. I'm like, dude, you've got to be shitting me. How did I do that? That was so stupid.
I don't remember how to do it.
You're looking for the one opposite you. It's from the south.
This one?
Yeah. That's not where we need to raise the water level, but it is where the Sculptural Token is. We couldn't do this before because it was underwater and you needed to blow something up, but now you can blow this up. Like I said, if I remembered where it was and we were at here at a convenient time, we would go get it, and I remembered it, and this was a convenient time. Into the water with ye. Link, you're getting in that pool and you will like it.
It's like whenever you're giving your cat a bath. Get in the water! No! Get in the water! At least that's how my conversations with my cat go during bath time. Oh god.
Just ignore him. You could literally take off the boots and float above him if you wanted to.
Because I need to take them off again.
I mean, it's better than having to fight that ass and then do it anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. I just thought there was going to be more to do with the boots on.
Which is a fair assumption.
And that's a get. I've been wrong. I'm going to assume that I need to take shot there.
Yep, you are correct. This is a pretty basic route through all of these. And then you'll go up next to that grate as close as you can get to it. And then hold down the B button. And let it go. You can do that with the Master Sword too, it's just really hard. That's all. But it can be done. I think it might be one of the few times that I've actually used the spin attack where it was required. Those will have arrows and bombs in them. I do remember that because it did come in here.
Sweet.
So if you need to restock, that'll be your chance. Yeah, that'll stay. It's not on a timer. Like I said, it's a much easier room than the rest of the dungeon, probably because it's not required. It's just like a little optional thing. So that puts you at 40 now for the Sculptural Tokens. Which means, at least for as far as we're doing, you only need 10 more.
Yes.
You're not doing 100 tokens.
No.
Especially because there is no reward between 50 and 100. Having 50 tokens is the exact same thing as having 99 tokens in terms of rewards.
Disappointing.
Extremely. Thankfully, it's not required to do any of that to beat the game. Not even the adult wallet for 10, because you can get the tunes for free.
Not a damn thing. Okay.
Alright, so now that that is picked up, we can go back to that center pillar, which you're actually right in front of right now.
That one?
Yep. The one that the camera likes to freak out in, you know the one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna go back up to change the water again. I believe there's a sculpture you can actually get from the platform you're standing on right now. He's like towards the top of the room, but I'm pretty sure you can get him from here. I don't think you have to do any navigating to get up to him. I'm pretty sure you can get him from here.
That's a stupid amount of reach.
You're gonna need it later. Plus, it's why a lot of people aren't as gripey with the water temple, because they know that it gives an extremely good item. Like, I love the hammer, but the hook shot / long shot, way more viable than the hammer in this game.
I think I'm facing the wrong way.
It still gave it to you because the scale appeared.
Nice.
Alright, so now we can get out of this main pillar room. And we can do some of the stuff that you needed the long shot to do. Start going, just like go around in a square on this. We're looking for the exit that has the eye switch on it. Yep, there it is. You might want to wait for the Tektites to get down here so you can kill them before they can get away. No? You're not gonna hop down?
Well, I thought you said you were gonna wait for the Tektites.
Yeah, man, they'll probably hop down. They spawn on the top floor, that's why they fall down like that every time you exit or enter this room. But if they're gonna leave you alone, then that also works. So this is kind of like the one that was in the Cyclone room of you need to hit the switch to open the gate and then use the long shot to get across, because swimming it will take too much time.
Generous, but not that generous.
No. That was weird. I don't know if you saw it, but after you shot the eye switch, the arrow like flew off into the air.
It's doing things and stuff. Don't worry about it.
Alright, so now you're gonna take that block and pull it onto the green tiles. This has always been a weird puzzle. Apparently there's some other way to do this, but this has always been the easiest way for me to figure it out. And then now that that's pushed there, you'll just keep going the way you can. But you got a hook shot up here.
Ah.
I just realized what all the tiles in this remind me of, the blue tiles that are on the wall. Terraria, the dungeon in Terraria can be blue tiled sometimes. That's what it looks like.
Is this the way I'm supposed to be going?
Yes, it is. So now you're gonna hop back down and literally do that same thing again that you just did.
Nice.
Not in that room though, because you've already been in that room with the bots. It'll be the one with the eye switch.
This one. Through
Yeah.
the wall!
To be fair, I don't think I would want it to be less generous, so... So now that this has gotten pushed into place, or pulled into place earlier, now you can push it. And that will open the way to get the key. There you go. Also, you don't need it, but those pots have fairies, I believe, for reference's sake, for anybody that needs them. Nope. Not a mistake. Hearts, unless you're full, and then it's rupees. Must be where the boss key is that has the fairies, then. Key!
Alright.
So, now we're going to go back down to the bottom floor. We're not going to change the water level, but we are going to go back down to the bottom floor. And you want to take the exit that's got the giant sandy crater in it, which is going to be the one to your right, which means it will be the north exit on your map. Yep. We've not been in here before, but that was because we did not have the long shot. And once we got the long shot, we didn't have the keys necessary to progress here. I think it's behind you, if I remember correctly. Yep, there it is. Now you don't need boots. I'm pretty sure that's the shot you need the long shot for, though, so I don't think you can reach that with the hook shot.
At least that one.
Yeah, definitely not that one. There's some weird shots you can make in this game, especially in the Shadow Temple, I'll point it out, where you have to do stuff like backflipping onto an open chest, and if you do that, you can just barely reach some targets with the hook shot, not the long shot. For this one, you can just swim across, honestly, unless you want to try to kill all of them. But again, that's only going to stun them, it won't kill them.
Oh.
The hook shot works on killing small enemies like the keys, so it does not work on larger enemies like Hectites.
So much murder.
Justifiable.
I mean, they're essentially water spiders, and because they're spiders, they must be killed.
Exactly.
Alright, you can hop down here. There's a bunch of little manta rays in the water. I'd recommend just killing them all whenever you get the chance. Just hopping onto a salt platform and spin attacking like crazy. They'll come after you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like I said, they'll come after you. There's also a weird glitch in this room where if you leave them alive for too long enough, they'll just start flying in the air. And I've never been able to replicate it on stream, but you can absolutely make them do it. And I don't know what triggers that. But yeah, you can absolutely do that. It's very bizarre. Alright, so you might have noticed on the wall near you, there's an obvious crack there.
Yes.
So you can blow that up. Bombs. Fitting.
Funnily enough, I think they're bombs.
You're gonna actually push it, or pull it, sorry, not push it. That gap that you jumped across to get to the pots, there's a switch down there that has to be held down by something, i.e. the giant block you're pulling.
Ah.
So now since you can't pull it anymore, if you go across the other side, you might notice that over there, that the wall looks a bit off.
Over there?
Yeah, right where you're looking at.
I can just swim across here.
Yeah, the only threat was those little manta ray things. I can't remember the name of them, but they're not really too terribly big a threat. Which is weird, because they're smaller ones of the versions you fought in Jabba Jabba's belly. So now you can just push and pull it until you get it onto the switch. This was really fun to do back in the day without a guide, by the way. Now there isn't technically another
It's
trick
in between this one and that one behind me.
Yeah, like if you just go around to the other side and push this, it'll fall on the switch. It's like right below you, where you were just there. Nope, you have to go around. That was why you opened the other side.
All the way around. They really don't want you taking shortcuts, man.
You actually can take a shortcut in this room, but it's kind of hard to pull off. Basically, what you have to do is use the iron boots to sink down and hit the switch, and if you're incredibly fast, because the water will raise in the cutscene, like right here, when you hit that, you can take off the boots and swim for the exit, and you can just barely make it before the switch lowers the water again, because it's not being held down.
Huh.
But it is a very small window. Like, I've only managed to do it once. And after that, I was like, okay, I did it. I'm not doing it again. And now for a puzzle that you've done before with a slight modification.
I mean, is it just...
There's 3 instead of 1. Though I don't think you actually need to jump to the third one. I'm pretty sure you can just jump across the first 2 and then just hold forward and you can, like, grab the ledge. You don't even need the third one. The spiders might cause a bit of a problem, though.
like that?
Yeah, like that.
I guess they're done for now. Best way of getting back up here is probably that.
I just realized that they make it a switch you press rather than a crystal you hit with the sword in this one, which is kind of weird that they decided to do that differently, but... I like how the game tried to stop you from going through that waterfall. I've never seen that before. I learned something new today.
I was like, wait, you can't do... Well, I guess you can, by golly.
Who knows? Somebody beat this game blindfolded before.
Ew.
Which, like, props to them for doing that. Holy shit. Like, that's impressive right there. Alright, so whenever the boulder passes, you're going to want to go to the right once the boulder goes away. And then use your iron boots whenever you fall down there. And you can get him once you fall to the bottom and the hook shot's available. I'll probably continue to call it the hook shot. It goes by a bunch of names in the games. Hook shot, long shot. If you're playing Twilight Princess, it's the claw shot. It's gone by several variations over the years.
It's the same concept.
Yeah. Okay. I like how it sounds different underwater. And then take a right from here. And that should take you to the boss. Like, don't take off the boots. Literally just take the only exit you can here. You can ignore him.
Now.
And now you can take off the boots. He's just there to try to hit you with his butt.
How dare he? I do not consent.
And God forbid you got all the way here and didn't have the last key. I've done that before. That was the whole hook shotting the chest and then didn't open the chest to get the key thing. So I had to go all the way back around, re-raise the water level, and try it again. When you make a mistake in the water temple, you get penalized for it bad. Those will have the fairies. I'm very sure of that.
Delicious. Delicious. I eat them.
They give you plenty of opportunities for fairies, thankfully, because the room right before the boss also has 2 jars of fairies in them. So you get plenty of opportunities to refill on this.
Back down.
Yep, now you're heading back to the center room. Because you've got everything you need. You got the long shot and you have the boss key. Or take off the boots. Just follow that boulder in there. Now you're back in this room. Surprised they let you get away with that. I'm afraid you wouldn't knock her back in the wall.
Bye.
Later,
See you
nerd.
later. Alright, which one is this?
The room with all the mana rays. You can just go to the other door, though, because the water's already up. Yep. Actually, I think you were going just in a loop. You might want to go back the other way. Because I'm pretty sure this is going to take you to the room that will lock on you, and it has the 3 geysers.
Thanks!
He's helping!
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so go across to that door there. Remember, you came in from where that boulder just fell.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you got the boss key.
I just went longer.
I always get turned around in this room whenever I get the boss key. I can never remember which door to go in. Which, to be fair, if that's the only mistake you're playing while doing this temple by yourself, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the right way. And then you can hook shot across. Or jump over those if you want to just take the damage. Either one.
And then down.
Yep. At that point, that'll take you back to the center. And we're almost done. My thoughts exactly.
Ouch. And then just all the way back up.
Yep, the boss door is on the top floor. Oh, that means we get to raise the water level one more time. That'll be fun.
Woohoo!
So you're gonna want to go, yep, through that door.
Oh, I remember.
Do you remember the other thing about this room?
Nope.
Well, you gotta lure him out. There you go. At least they're not as realistic looking as the ones in Twilight Princess.
Yeah, like from what I've heard, a lot of the Twilight Princess enemies are like just horror, like actual.
Yeah, especially when you're playing
Good
a
children
temple at
nightmares.
4 o'clock in the morning and you look up in first person and the fucking spider falls on your face.
Yeah. Okay.
I think at least with the giant sculptures in this game, like, A, they're not that much of a threat. Like, you can one-shot them with a hook shot, you can kill them with a bow and arrow, like, There's a million things you can kill them with, but they're also not hyper-realistic like the Twilight Princess ones. The Twilight Princess ones, the only way to damage them is by letting them start to charge their attack where all of their nasty little legs come up and try to get you.
Don't appreciate it. I'm just gonna... This one over here.
And that's the spot you need to go to get to the boss, is that target over there.
First, vengeance.
Second, attacking someone who left you alone.
And jumping back.
Third, back in the water.
And a
Fourth,
nice,
camera seizures.
refreshing
Fifth,
swim.
fifth, acceptance, right? That's how the stages of grief go?
Yep, 100%.
Cool. Glad I still remember those. Tragically, this is not Majora's Mask, which actually does have, like, symbolic reference to the 5 stages of grief. There's some fairies.
Yay. Wait, come back. I'm gonna eat you. Oh, dang it.
Clip through a wall.
Eat. Eat. Where did you go? You came back out for a half second. Oh.
So that would make him bi-curious, I guess. Alright, so it took me ages to figure out how to get through this room because if you stop running while you're going up that slope, you'll just slide back down. If you go towards the far left side of the room, and right when that first one moves off of that wall, start running, then you should be able to make it. You might have to adjust slightly. So just wait for that one to, like, right when it passes away from you, now. And I think that is timed correctly. I could be slightly off. I honestly do not remember. Nope, we're good. I remember it correctly. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to fight the boss.
Alright.
It's pea water.
Ew. Fish peeing you all day.
I mean, this is a lake, so it probably, like, this is at the bottom of a lake, so it probably does have pea in it. In fact, it almost assuredly has pea in it.
Okay.
So yeah, you just want to jump to one of the center platforms to start the fight.
Do I really want to, though?
I mean, yeah. You don't really have any other options. Besides, this boss is, again, not as bad as Phantom Ganon. I will say, this is worse than Volvagia. It is definitely better than Phantom Ganon. There's not a boss that's worse than Phantom Ganon in my mind.
See, I'm just, all the hookshot things on the walls are starting to make me nervous.
I've never once used those in these fights.
Okay.
Not once. That ain't a shark. It is Morpha, though. So the strategy for this is basically to hop to one of the corners of the room. Like the very corners.
Okay.
It doesn't matter which, just whichever you feel so inclined for. And just hang out there, and then that little amoeba part of it, the little orange part that's popping out, you're going to want to pull that out with the hook shot whenever it tries to grab you. And then when you get it, just slash it with the sword. And you just repeat that until he dies. He'll bounce around like a drunken zombie and then he'll reform, but if you stay in the corner, he should not be able to grab you. The camera will not appreciate it, but who cares what the camera does?
Actually, L target? Or...
It was L target. The problem is the amoeba part of it is going up and down the little tentacle, and so by the time that you fire it, sometimes it's already moved. Because there's that delay of when you fire it versus when it actually reaches its target. Which is why sometimes the bow and arrow is a little bit better because the time of delay is less. There's like a million different ways people tell you to do this. I think this is personally the easiest way to do it because like you're not taking damage, therefore it's pretty much impossible to die unless you make a mistake. getting lower on health, it'll spawn a second in the third tentacle, but since you're always targeting the amoeba part of it, that doesn't matter, because the tentacles can't reach you anyway. So it makes no difference in the span of the boss fight, you still jump around. You can get him like this, it's just a little harder to. Hey, you got him. He's dead.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. You have the big Goron sword, so you were doing double damage, otherwise the fight would have been twice as long as the Master Sword. The other strategy you can do is if you pull, if you stand just slightly away from the wall, you can pull him with a hook shot, and then turn around and hit him into the corner, and then you can just fucking wail on him, he'll die in like 10 seconds.
Oh, that sucks.
If you know what you're doing outside of Goma, the first boss fight as a kid, this can be the fastest boss fight in the game.
Oh my
It
God.
can be an absolute joke. Which, compared to its Twilight Princess counterpart, makes it even a bigger joke. The heart container.
Where is it?
Right
There
there.
it is. I got a thing.
Maximum life energy is increased by 1 heart. Your life energy will also be refilled. Or will be totally refilled.
Now I have a stupid number of hearts.
Which is good. You probably need them for the Shadow Temple. Shadow Temple's not hard, but it does a lot of damage just over time. Mostly because you're just like, yeah, I'll just walk over these spikes. Who gives a fuck? At least that's been my experience with it. Also, that person that said they were going to help you through the temple, here they are. A little late to the party.
Thanks. Also, I had a vivid mental flashback with him in the crystal. I had a vivid mental flashback to the Star Fox, the stupid
that's
fox
good.
in the crystal. That really, you should have edited that music over it, but no.
I didn't
that
have
was
to.
The actual music.
Yeah.
Are they ever gonna, address that at the end? That she expects you to marry her?
Well, it never comes up. It's one of those, it doesn't get written out of the story necessarily, but just based on how it progresses, it can't really happen. You know those, little side plots that some people have in horror movies, but then they end up dying, so the side plot doesn't amount to anything? It's kind of like that. It's it didn't get written out, per se, but it's just, based on what happened, it just didn't come up again.
I'm just gonna ignore it. She's alive and is definitely not Sheik.
Nope. I didn't play Smash Bros. Melee before this game.
Yep.
Though to be fair, even if I had, as much as I hated reading stuff, I would have definitely put that together well before this point.
Probably.
I get the water medallion, which leaves 2 more.
Woohoo!
This is also why I think Sheik is a man, right here. Please give him my thanks.
And there's a couple other times that they use
say him.
him for
So I like to
yeah.
think it's him, but... I mean, it's supposed to be a good enough disguise to fool Ganondorf, and in her defense, it does actually fool Ganondorf. He doesn't find Sheik. So I think, it being strong enough magic to literally change her gender is possible in this world, and also helped make Ganon not realize that Sheik was Zelda.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think at this point, Link doesn't even know that.
No, he has no clue.
So, that's pretty...
He won't until it straight up tells you that Sheik is Zelda.
Also, for the record, I finished that in about an hour and a half, and I feel like that went faster than the last one.
Yeah. The Fire Temple is longer, to be fair. It's not harder, but it is longer.
That's what she said, question mark.
Yep. Also, now the sun is out, so you can do that little thing once you're out of this cutscene.
Yes.
Also, the lake's back to normal.
Woohoo! That's definitely not going to cause any problems with the ecosystem.
Nope, not at all. Also, it still does not fix Zora's Domain. Zora's Domain will still be frozen in ice.
Because reasons. Bye, Sheik. See, no fancy smoke bomb either.
Yeah, you get something better,
Sheik just,
actually.
peaced out.
You get something better.
Oh, pfft.
No, it actually is better that you get this really awkward angle of her just jumping in the water. Whee. That would have looked really cool back in the day. Now it's just a still frame of just someone doing that, and it looks really bad.
We tried.
Alright, so go over to that little pad that you noticed that the thing was on.
That.
Yep, and pull out your bow and arrow. Because this actually is required. It doesn't look like it is, but it is required to beat the game. And then fire an arrow at the sun.
Shoot the sun. Ow. Desperate.
Plop.
Oh, yay. Now I just gotta swim over there.
Yep.
Is there like a time limit? What's
Nope.
the catch?
You just go get it. As a side note, if you've been playing Majora's Mask, you would have gotten this item in Dungeon 2. How early you get it. It's the fire arrow!
Woohoo.
And your arrows will be powered up. It sounds like it would be good on using on enemies. It does the exact same amount of damage to enemies. It's mostly used to light torches from a distance.
Which, to be fair,
It's very helpful.
much preferred considering how we've been doing it.
Alright, so let's go ahead and pick up another Sculptural Token. Play the Sun Song real quick while we're here. There's one on top of that tree that Sheik was on that you couldn't get before, but now you have a long shot, so you can reach it. Olay.
By God, by golly, I don't know what I was trying to say there, but by golly, if I don't know that song.
Yeah, now you just have to hook shot to where you'll fall on that branch. You might have to get a different angle on it, but you might be able to do it from there.
Hey, what you doing?
That'll work.
Okay.
I don't think you have to climb up there to get him. I think if you go towards the branch, because the branch goes up, if you walk towards the edge of it, you should be high enough where you can get him. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess. The soul is mine. That puts you at what? 42? 43? I think it's 43. 43.
43.
Okay, cool. Alright, so with the water level fixed, there is one other thing we can do, and that is going to that little alcove that is on the northeast section of the map. That's still part of the lake, but it's just kind of a little outcropping over there.
Come here.
Reverse psychology works on birds every time.
Yeah.
I'm not interested anymore. Oh, well, in that case.
This one?
No. Northeast, not northwest.
Of course.
I thought you knew your compass directions.
Uh.
Well, I've been using it over left and right when I had the opportunity.
Let's not overstate things. I've gotten a lot better with right and left. However, the only thing that I know consistently is this way and that way.
So yeah, that little shack that's over there. That one.
Oh, where we went fishing.
Yep. You can do it as an adult as well. And it actually has changed. If you talk to the dude as a kid, he'll say hey, you should come back later, maybe the fish will get bigger, and it turns out they actually have.
Fun.
I'm going to be doing this section though because this is a gigantic pain in the ass.
Okay.
This is worse than the entirety of the water temple in my opinion. That's how bad it
God.
is. Also, hilariously, this guy's gone bald, which is why he's wearing this fisherman's hat now. And if you get the fisherman's rod, you can totally just pull it off his head.
Yoink.
He will make you pay money for it, but it is still hilarious.
Totally worth it. What have you been doing all this time?
You're my only customer. I'm almost out of business. Also, that fish that's in the tank, which was the record you set, is still the record that you set.
Wow.
It has not changed.
Wow.
Which, granted, you're the only customer, but initially the record was set by him. So, you think
that'd
he
be
would have...
at least.
Yeah. Thankfully, like the kid version, the largest fish in the pond is in the exact same spot, so you don't have to change that, at least. There is also a lure that you can pick up that's called the sinking lure, which is, as you would expect, a lure that will go down to the bottom of the pond, which makes it a lot easier to at least get the attention of the fish. The problem is it's hidden in a really weird spot, and there's 5 spots it can be on the wall that you have to keep checking the wall. And then you have to talk to the angler a certain amount of times where it says, let's talk about something before he'll allow it. Otherwise, if you catch the fish with the sinking lure, he won't count it and you will not get the prize.
That's annoying.
And also, it's not really required to get what you need. So.
Get it.
This always takes a bit of doing. Also because I messed up his position. And I gotta watch where he goes. And there's a better than even chance I'm gonna have to go back and reset the room. That is not where I threw that. Nope, not for you. You can eat it all you want, man. I'm not gluing that thing in. I did, I just didn't want that lame fucking thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset the room. Because the thing is, this guy pulls way hard. I've had this guy, I think I set a timer once, I think when Brandon and I were doing this. I had him on the line for over half an hour.
Ew.
Still didn't get him either. He just got away.
Ew. I want to quit. Unacceptable.
Hey, I'm back. The fish have reset. I mean, it's a brand new day.
Brand new day.
This actually did feature Rumble support for what little it matters, by the way. They actually did want you to use the Rumble support in this to try to catch fish. There is one other thing, I guess, slightly worth noting, and that's a special fish called the Hylian Loach that can appear in the pond, but only at certain times of the day, because time doesn't pass while you're in here. It will at Lake Hylia, but not in here specifically. And so if you manage to catch the Hylian Loach, which is even harder to catch than this, your reward is 50 rupees.
Because you can't, like, just run around cutting random grass and get that same amount.
Nope. I feel like it's more the pride of saying you did it. And I have done it once. I'm not doing it again. No, thank you. And I've already technically messed this up. I might get it, I might not. It depends on what the fish decides. But if you time the wiggle just right, like right when you hook him, if you do it while you're right next to him, he'll literally just like hop straight into your lap.
Aw, sweet.
Which is great because that actually gave me the win when I raced Sherwood on Ocarina last time. Because he took forever on this, and I just came in and did it in like a minute and a half, and he was like, I can't believe it.
I'm on the cover of a magazine. Yeah, because that's how fishing line works.
Yep, sure is. As somebody who's gone fishing many a time.
It definitely doesn't get tangled around itself for no particular reason.
Or, you know, like on any underwater. All you have to do is just look at an underwater tree and it practically gets tangled.
I don't even have to see an underwater tree. Mine just gets tangled. I'm terrible at fishing. I've caught like 2 fish in my lifetime.
One of which you had to throw back and it was already clearly dead.
Both of which I had to throw back. And one was very clearly dead and made me cry.
It was like bleeding profusely. They're like, oh no, it's fine.
Well, yeah, because it swallowed the hook, and so he had to pull it out, and there was blood everywhere, and he tossed it back, and it floats back belly up, and he's like, and it's swimming away, and I was like, I can't see! I've got eyes!
Yeah, like, how stupid do you think I am?
Like, I appreciate you're trying to make me feel better, but, I'm not stupid.
I think at that point, you might as well go fish out and eat it.
I've seen Finding Nemo. I know what happens when you go belly up.
Fishy!
Fishy, wake up, fishy.
There we go. He was actually playing really nice with me. Weighs 20 pounds. You want to keep it? Hell yeah, we're eating this fucker tonight.
Right?
If only. Yeah, usually that goes a lot rougher than that.
The game's decided to be semi-nice today?
Apparently. Name a fish. And your prize is the gold scale.
Woohoo!
So now you can dive down to 9. This is used for that heart piece. Oh right, I gotta actually quit. That heart piece that was in the Hylia laboratory that you had to dive down to.
The one that we already got?
The one that I glitched. Yeah, it's used for that. Nothing else. Literally nothing else in the game. That was
We did it.
Yep. So it literally served no purpose. That's not going to stop me from saving the game because I don't trust it not to freak out somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna check the pieces of heart for this game, but I think we're pretty much good to just go on, at least story-wise, to the next thing, which would be in heading to Kakariko.
Do we want to check on the Sculptural for the 40 reward?
Oh yeah, you can do that if you want. I can go ahead and tell you what it is right now, though it's not anything vital. In fact, you already have the item, it's just gonna give you more stock of it.
Oh, lovely. Let's go ahead and do it while we're thinking about it.
Okay, it's more knowledge you.
Woohoo!
I've been using tons of it.
Oh yeah. So much fun. Up to date.
It is required in the game. It's not till Ganon's Tower, which is the last dungeon in the game.
Helpful.
And they also just, like, give it to you in that dungeon, too. Like, they give you a stack of 20 right next where you have to use it, and you use it exactly once. Start from the highest note and go down from there twice. Close. Nope, that's the sun song.
How is that the sun song? Everything is the sun song.
It should, if you're looking for a Pona song, it should be up, left, right twice.
Up, left, right. There we go.
Like I said, highest note to lowest for the first three. Sorry, a song is the other way around, not counting the A.
That's not the lowest note, though.
I said not counting A.
Oh, okay.
Because you start with down on Sorry song. Because you go down, down, right, left. So you go from low to high. So last I checked, if I remember correctly, you were only missing 6 pieces of heart. We can't get that one yet. Maybe only have 5 left. Those? Kakariko.
To do the Sculptural.
That's still Kakariko. The House of Sculptures in Kakariko Village.
Okay.
So we were headed there regardless. Also, you might want to switch it to day. I don't remember if it will activate the cutscene at night or not. Of course, about to hit day anyway, since the moon's almost gone in the background there, but oh well.
Speed it up a little bit.
Really quickly, hit start for me. I want to make sure you've got... Are you missing 6 pieces of heart or 5? Oh, okay. So, let's see. 2 temples left. That will put you at 18 hearts. One, yeah, it's only 5. Okay. I know which ones are missing now. One of them will get semi-soon. The other 4 will be a while. Honestly, 17 hearts is...
Lovely. What's happening?
It's on fire.
Of course. Why is it on fire?
Only one way to find out.
By running into the fire.
Yep. I'll bet it was Ryan. You know how he is about starting fires.
Yeah. Sheik, did you do this? Arson. She's an arson. The Sheik is an arsonist.
Get back. Good thing you didn't, because if you had stepped back, that probably would have hit you in the head.
Oh man. Beautiful.
That was probably really hard to do at the time with 3D modeling, back in
To be fair,
1998.
To be fair, yeah. It looks like light.
Except, you know, it would be covering everything, not just a little patch like that.
Good job, Link. Good job.
It was so violent they couldn't even show it on screen, even though this was before the ESRB was the thing.
It's left up to your imagination.
Because Call of Duty hadn't come out at that point. I don't know if you knew that gaming history. The ESRB was created specifically because of Call of Duty.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. I always thought it was Halo, but I guess not. Though to be fair, if it hadn't by Call of Duty, it probably would have been Halo.
100%.
Even though I'd argue Halo's probably less violent than Call of Duty is.
You know what?
At least in, like, the main game.
You know what? As long as we don't have to fight this thing after it breaks the seal, like, what, 7 times? Like in Skyward Sword?
Yeah. Thankfully it is not, the imprisoned. Also, they just straight up tell you Impa's the 6th sage, or one of the 6 sages.
Thanks.
So, yeah, there's the Shadow Temple sage for you. Like I said, with the exception of the Spirit Temple, as a kid, you have met all of the sages. I guess maybe not technically Rauru, but apparently Rauru is also the bird. Like, Kaepora, Gamora, and Rauru are the same character, but not really. I don't know what they were going for with that.
Okay.
So now you have the Nocturnal Shadow.
So left, right, A, left, right, down.
You did it.
Lovely.
You got too impatient. You do have to press a button to get off that X. There you go. We'll just pretend you really wanted to see your favorite Teen Titans villain, Red X.
Oh yeah.
Also, they give you a nice butt shot on Sheik there.
That's how we're supposed to be able to tell if she is actually Zelda, right?
No. As somebody who spends a very high amount of time looking at asses of both ladies and men, I can safely say that would make no difference. The Nocturne of Shadow.
Because if they're pointy triangles, that means that they're dude asses, right?
Yeah, clearly. I'm pretty sure if your ass is shaped like that, you should probably see a doctor.
Alright.
You don't have to talk to that guy, by the way. I know you've done that every time, but you don't have to. The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. More bomb shoes.
Woohoo! I needed that.
Please save my other brothers too. I'm sure they will give you something a lot better. Yeah, I sure fucking hope so.
Yeah.
Of course, that Stone of Agony was pretty bad too. At least the bomb shoes actually have a use.
Yeah.
Alright, so from here, you can go ahead. We're not going to do the temple right now, obviously, but you can play the Nocturne of Shadow right here and see where it takes you. Because it's probably a spot you didn't know actually existed. Left, right, A, left, right, down. This is also a very good warp because it brings you back to Kakariko, so it is like very helpful in just terms of general warp.
Nice. A lot faster. Since it's up at like the top of the map.
So that's the temple behind you, but yeah, there's this spot behind the graveyard, and you can just hop that fence whenever you need to, as an adult or as a kid.
Oh sweet.
You can hop that fence and get there.
And is this just to the temple?
Yeah, that's the Shadow Temple. But there is an item that we need to pick up before we go in there.
This
So let's
way?
go and do that now. Go ahead and play the Prelude of Light, if you can remember it. We actually have to go back to being a kid for this one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Upright. Upright. Left up. for everybody's favorite section of the game. Also, to answer your question, we are playing this on Virtual Console. I do have it on N64 software proper. This have it on the the GameCube collection, but we decided Virtual Console would be the easiest. But not as easy as putting the sword in the stone.
Yeah, clearly it's... There we go. Stab it.
Very good.
Stab it.
I do like how it puts the Master Sword in there, even though you clearly had the big Goron sword equipped, and whenever you come back out of there as an adult, it will still have your big Goron sword equipped, even though you literally just pulled the Master Sword.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, so go ahead and warp to...
Nope.
Nope. There you go. We don't actually need to go into the Shadow Temple as a kid, thank God. In fact, it would be impossible because the first thing you have to do is go across a long shot target, so you literally could not do it.
Nice.
Because you can't even use the long shot as a kid, which seems a bit weird, but, you know, especially in Majora's Mask, considering you do get it as a kid, and yes, you can use it as a kid. Yep. We are going to go to the center of Kakariko. You did it. Proud of you.
Good luck out. I don't know what that is, but I don't want to do that.
That was where you got the Sun Song.
Oh, okay.
A long, long time ago.
Many, many moons ago.
At least, like, 3. So now we're gonna head to the windmill, because remember the whole thing of making fun of where you got the Song of Storms, because,
Yes.
yeah, the whole, I learned how to do it because I'd already done it. You're going past it, you jumped off.
Fantastic.
It is now, at long last, finally time to see what happens when you play this as a kid. Because you technically haven't yet, even though you have, because you've learned it, even though there's no way you could have learned it because you haven't done it, but you've already done it.
I don't get up there?
You don't, there's just a door, like, right there.
Oh.
And then go up to the dude and play the Song of Storms. Go around, around.
So we're gonna play a game called Do I Remember This?
I hope so. This is like a very iconic song. Beloved by many, myself included. Nope. I'm going to tell you right now, no. I'm enjoying watching this. Alright, you got that one correct. Nope. Nope. There you go.
I knew what the sound was, but I didn't know what the buttons were.
I hope so. Brad and I have referenced first some wind, then some rain, then a fucking hurricane many, many times.
Well, and it's playing right now.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I know this is the tune. What are the buttons for that, though?
I mean, there's only 5. Eventually you'll be able to trial and error it.
Yeah.
And that gets rid of the water in the well. You probably just endangered this entire town, and Link doesn't give a shit because he's just that hardcore. Alright, now you leave. Also, this is spinning faster now.
Okay, where's the door?
I don't know, you'll have to find that out yourself.
Would you like to? There it is.
But can you get off in time? Brandon got stuck in that room for like 3 minutes the first time I watched, because he kept like jumping too late, and I'm like, dude, just leave!
Do I need to go into the well?
Yes, you do. That is the next mini dungeon, a la the Ice Cavern, except there's no ice down here, thankfully.
Oh god. Ouch.
Surely there's not a bunch of creepy crawlies down here.
Definitely not.
I lied, there's a lot of creepy crawlies down here.
Well, that sucks.
So thankfully there's a lot of stuff in here that is not actually required. No keys are required to get the item you're looking for. There's a bunch of Sculptulas, a bunch of other junk down here, but not anything important outside of the one item. There's also an
What other items do I have at this point in my life?
You're going to have to use the bombs if you want to destroy them from the front, or the slingshot if you want to play the patience game of waiting for him to turn around.
I can do bombs. Hypothetically.
There you go. There's also a lot of things, for example, if you keep moving forward, like fake walls.
That you should put a bomb at?
No, you just walk around.
Oh.
They're fake walls.
Of course. Why not?
Also, you don't need to go back into that room. You were in the right room. You're back out in the first room you were in. So now what you're doing is you're just going to walk around the perimeter of this, and you're looking for a Triforce symbol on the ground. Also, there is a spot you can blow up with a bomb that's nearby, but it does not have anything important. It'll be in the watery part, so you can just follow the water and you'll find it. Also, you went through an invisible wall again. Also, I wouldn't trust going for that if I were you. Well, I tried to warn you. If there's invisible walls, there sure as hell can be invisible floors. Now you're gonna have to solve this puzzle to get out of here. Collect all the gray rupees.
So are the fake walls and floors like a particular kind of color?
No. The dungeon item you get actually helps you distinguish what is real and what is fake. And although not technically required to beat the game, it would be very hard to do it without. In fact, no, I think it actually is required to beat the game because it's something you have to do in the desert later. Pretty sure there's one at the top of that staircase, or ladder, rather. And there might be one at the very, very top if you take the other ladder. I think it's right next to the door. I don't come down this way much, so I honestly don't know the bottom of the well that much. I pretty much just go in here, grab what I need, and leave. There we go.
Freedom.
And if you fall down there again, you'll have to do the whole thing over. Because it does reset. That is a skeleton.
So it's not a fake wall?
No. You would have just walked right through it if it was a fake wall. Like that.
Oh my god.
So if you go to that little pile of dirt, not that one, but the one you were looking at a second ago.
This right on?
Yeah, you can blow that up with a bomb. Doesn't look like you can, but you can. I don't remember what it has in it, but you can blow it up, and there should be...
Oh god.
Correct. What is this for? Bombs? Nope, bomb tube. There's a lot of just like really weird, useless pickups down here. I'm pretty sure the last, whenever I actually did do the 100 Sculptulas proper, that was all that was down here. I think the last one I got was in here somewhere. Alright, well, might as well keep hunting for the Triforce image. I would recommend sticking to the water because the water won't have any fake floors directly underneath it.
Oh, okay. Hi. What is that?
That's an eye.
Do I need to hit it with something?
No, but if you target it with Navi, and then hit up. Well, it says something here. Danger below. Yeah, it means that there's a fake floor somewhere nearby.
Awful.
And there's the Triforce you're looking for. There's the water. Some hot down there. I think that is just... I was supposed to say bombs. So now you need to look for another spot that looks a little bit like this, where like you couldn't have gotten down there because of the water, but now that the water's gone, you can.
Oh god.
Oh look, a piter. Play some lovely music.
This is going well.
It's only gonna stun it. That's why it's flashing blue.
Where's it gonna go?
Probably
Can
for
I
that.
explode that too?
Nope, I would not recommend that unless you want to fall through a fake floor again.
Was this where?
No, that will lead to something else. I think it's the compass. Because there is a map and a compass for this, like there was with the ice cavern, but again, not gonna be here long enough to need it.
So here?
There you go. There should be a spot you can crawl through down there. It's not that far of a jump. It's like
Oh.
that. I think has bombs or a bundle of arrows. Bombs.
Or bombs. Want to make sure I'm well stocked.
Even though you're at max and have been since before you switched to being an adult.
Yeah.
You can get that as early as beating Dodonga's Cavern. Or just after beating Dodonga's Cavern. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh look, another piter.
Oh god. Ouch. I'm just gonna go.
Now it's time to fight the most hated enemy in the game, at least in terms of creep factor, the Dead Hand.
Is there an option to not?
No.
Okay, what do I have to do?
Well, first of all, you're not seeing the whole enemy. Maybe you should get grabbed by one and see if you can
I don't want to get grabbed by one. Alright, I want to die.
Get hands and eat your heart out. Yeah, you actually do have to get grabbed by the hands. The hands themselves don't do any damage to you. They're just there to lock you in place, and it will make that part of him appear. And then whenever he lowers his head down to try and fight you, that's when you slash at him. And when he starts running away like that, there's nothing you can do to catch him. You just have to wait for him to go back underground and get grabbed again. I wonder how many, like, 5 to 10-year-olds this thing scarred for life.
Okay, it's got me.
He was still above ground when we got grabbed. Now I'll reappear. There he is. And down he goes.
Yeah,
Twitching
good
violently.
fucking riddance. Good lord.
Would be a shame if you had to fight one later on.
Be a shame if I'm having nightmares for the rest of my life. Like, what?
Yeah, I tell that to every kid who played this game and got this far somehow.
Sometimes I just like watch kid shows and play kid games, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, did y'all forget who your primary audience was?
Man, we need to watch the Brave Little Toaster sometime soon.
Like, did y'all just, like, Black Cauldron? Did you just forget?
Yeah, remember that one. Alright, so now you can fly out of here with any warp song. The easiest one for what we're doing is probably going to be the Prelude of Light.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Provided it'll let you, you might have to actually walk out of here, I don't remember. Pretty sure you can just fly out of here. 8 down up, 8 down up, that's the Song of Storms.
Damn it.
Hey, you remembered it though.
And now it's raining inside.
Maybe that'll fill up the well again, we are at the bottom of the well.
My brain is telling me what the sun song is.
It's because they both flash yellow when you play the Sun Song in the Prelude of Light, that's why. You went through, I could tell what songs you were going through too, that's the best part. It's still upright, upright, left, up.
God.
So in order, Sun Song, Zelda's Lullaby, Song of Storms, am I correct? I've played this game too many times. Alright, so now we're actually not going to switch to an adult yet. We're going to go back out to the castle courtyard. Or not the castle courtyard, but the bazaar. And we actually need to be night for this, if I remember correctly.
I know that one. I know what to do.
Honest to God, if you play the Song of Storms, we're ending the stream right here.
No, I got it. It's the one that I know. It's the two. One of the two that I know. God.
Alright. Now we can go to the bazaar. Look at the dog following us.
Yeah. Another dog.
Nope, just the one. Alright, so if you go pretty much the opposite side of where you are right now in the market. Keep going. That door back there is what you need.
I'm in. Let me in.
We could have done this a long time ago, but trust me, you didn't want to until you got the Lens of Truth.
Alright.
Open the chest and surprise! If you find a key inside, you'll be able to advance. Left or right, try your luck. 10 rupees to play. You want to try it? Yes.
You know what? I feel like I have attempted to play this before and it ended as poorly as one more thing.
Yep.
My bad. I hit it one too many times. Okay.
So now if you press down, which is what your Lens of Truth is on, and walk towards the chest, you can see what's inside it. This allows you to effectively cheat, but otherwise it is a 1 in 32 chance of success. And no one wants to watch that.
So reasonable cheating.
Yes. So, I've had somebody before, when playing a randomizer, that the Lens of Truth was locked behind something they needed the slingshot for. Where was the slingshot? It was the prize at the end of this game.
Oh.
So when I say you can get really screwed in a randomizer and eventually it has to come down to luck, this is what I was referring to. Is sometimes a key item can get stuck in here.
Also, they've all been on this side thus far, and it's making me nervous.
Oh, well, maybe you should just not check and then get it wrong. Because
Definitely.
you know that will be what happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have never played this without the Lens of Truth, and I'm not about to try. Like, never actually properly tried. I think I did it once on stream as a joke, and I made it to, like, the second one and lost, which for me is pretty good. So for anybody that cares about the prizes, not that you would, the color of the rooms will dictate what the prize is if you pick the one that's not the key. So if it's a green room, green rupee, blue rupee, which is 5, red rupee, which is 20, and then you get to the end. If you've already got the prize from this before, then it would be a purple rupee, which is worth 50, but since we have not done this yet, it will not be that. It will be something else.
Also, they were all on that side.
Yeah.
Love that for us?
It is a piece of ass.
Yay! Love
We have
ass.
17 hearts. Which leaves the 50 Sculptural Award, and the other 3 are all in the desert, so we don't have to worry about those.
Under that. Then I have to go all the way back out.
Yep.
That also means that if you now have this Truth Finder thing, you can basically just grind for money here if you're truly desperate.
Yeah, if you really just don't like slashing the grass or whatever, then you can just do that too. I think there's a sign somewhere on the wall in here too that says like no, like something to the effect of like no using any magical devices to cheat, which is really funny.
Whoops.
There's no penalty for doing it though, so. So one thing to worry about with the Lens of Truth is it will use up your magic power if you leave it on, so you really don't want to leave it on for any longer than you ever have to.
Ah.
Which you were fine about that, but just for the record, it will eat through your magic power.
Alright.
Other than that, you know, we're pretty much done if you want to switch back into being an adult. Because otherwise we would just be heading to the Shadow Temple at this point.
Alright.
I might off-screen do, I might get 9 of the 10 big pose that are in Hyrule Field, so we can get the 4th bottle just to show it, but we're not doing all 10 of those on screen. Even if I was doing that, that would still take me at least an hour and a half.
Yeah, that would be a long stream.
And also I have to go to work at 9:30 and it's 8:42. So
Yeah.
there's no way I could get them all that quickly.
I would like it, please. Thank you. I want the big Goron sword. I don't want the Master Sword.
Or the Deku sword, because you're going from 1x damage to 4x damage. The
Yeah, I
Master
don't
Sword would
want
be
that.
x2, so you're just skipping it completely and going to an insane amount of damage.
Alright, anything else we want to do before we switch to something else? Or...
That's it.
Alrighty.
Again, I'd like to remind you, as a side note, you could do that water temple without the water tunic, where you're on that timer of being underwater. Yeah.
But God, at what cost?
The good news is if you go in there with 16 hearts, that basically every time that you go underwater, you get like 2.5 minutes. And if
That's
you
a
even
lot.
like, yeah, even if you just like pop your head up and go back underwater, it'll reset the timer, so it's not horrible.
That's a lot.
But on a 3-heart run where you get about 20 seconds,
Yeah, that doesn't work.
then it's a lot harder, unsurprisingly. Alright, let's find a raid target. As soon as I find the right button. There we go. We will be picking this up at Saturday, roughly the same time. You can always check Discord just to keep up with that kind of thing. Let's see what these guys do. I don't know what that game is, but I don't like the title of it, and it makes me uncomfortable.
What game?
RimWorld.
Ugh. Hard pass.
Yeah, Zelda Universe is playing a game that you hate, so that's good. He's also doing the worst case in the game, so that's doubly fun. Alright, thank you all for watching. We will see you either Saturday for this, or potentially earlier for something else. I don't know, I'll figure it out. That's the joys of being on a schedule of like, when are you working?